Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ice Cold Takes podcast. I'm your host, Joey DeMaglio. New York Rangers have been on a roll, winning 4 straight, heading into a Thursday night matchup against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who've also won 4 in a row. So somebody's going to lose. Hopefully, it's the Maple Leafs tonight. But joining me today to talk about the winning streak, though, is Rangers fan and creator of the SheGotSports YouTube channel, Lauren Russell. Lauren, thanks for joining me. How are you?
Good. No, thank you so much for having me on. I'm excited. I haven't done a hockey podcast yet, I don't think. So I'm
Really?
excited. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm first.
Yeah, you're
Awesome.
first. Really.
So check that off the list. So you do a lot of NFL stuff, but you're a super Rangers fan. How did all that start? Like the channel. I know you have a hockey related channel, like a
Yeah, so my
spinoff.
hockey channel, She Got Hockey. The football one, She Got Sports. The Ranger stuff from the postseason was on the She Got Sports channel. Then I was like meeting with someone. They're like, oh, you should divide it. So like, hockey, because some people don't like hockey who like football, all that stuff. But sorry, what'd you say? How did I start it?
Yeah, how did it all start? Like what got you into it? Were you
So
always into sports?
yeah, basically I was always into sports growing up. Like as a kid, I wasn't good at sports. Like I played soccer since I was little. I was never really good at it. But of course when I'm a kid, I'm like, yeah, I want to be an athlete when I grow up. Not even like a specific sport, but just like, yeah, and like it's just so unrealistic. From a young age, it was unrealistic. So basically, I got into sports broadcasting thanks to my mom, who suggested that to me when I was in middle school. I was like, oh, this is a career you could do, and I was like, oh yeah, it seems decent. So when I was in high school, I did like a sports broadcasting program over the summer, and they were talking about this kid who had a YouTube channel where he was like almost like doing his own like sports type ESPN show. But I never liked like reading from the teleprompter, like sitting there, very serious. So then I started my channel then when I was in high school. Didn't really take it serious then, and then I've just been going with it ever since. It got more serious when I was in college. So
Yeah, that's that telecast, like the teleprompter thing. I'm kind of interested in that now. So like I mean, I relate to that like wholeheartedly. Like, do you have any sports broadcasting? You have an appreciation for like the best announcers and stuff like that, or is it
oh
more just
yeah, for
watching?
sure.
So
Like
like,
where I
who's your
went to
favorite announcer?
oof, oh, that's a tough one. Where I went to college, the we had a bunch of great announcers come through, go to school there. I went to Fordham. I did FUV. So some of the best came through there, like Mike Breen, Michael Kay.
Hmm.
Mike Breen came and talked to us. Who else? Why am I just blanking on his name right now? John Sterling, like literally my
Oh,
childhood, like came and
those are
talked to us.
legends.
Like
Those
he's
are
a legend. Like
legends.
my whole life, like that's like my some of my earliest sports memories are probably John Sterling. But yeah, just like those iconic calls and stuff. I don't know if I have a favorite, but there's definitely a ton of guys. I just enjoy listening to. Love the Panarin OT goal call. Like that was
Oh, Sam Rosen. Yeah,
yeah,
he's
Sam just killed that. That was amazing. But no, it's hard to do. So I respect a lot of those guys for that. Like,
Yeah, for
yeah.
real. Like I have no idea how they keep track of like who's on the ice and stuff like that. Like if they have a separate like monitor that keeps track. I'd love to talk to one of those guys. Like there's a couple new announcers, especially in the NHL. Like I think for Sportsnet, Harner Ryan Singh, he's really good. I love him. Um, Doc Emmerich was like the best.
Oh, he came and talked to us too. I think that was my freshman
Oh,
year. He
you're
was super cool too.
damn. Yeah,
Like I feel like I've been super lucky just to hear these guys talk and like give us advice. So much respect for all those guys. Yeah,
yeah. Those
and
are
giving us their time.
Yeah, so they've been like pretty inspirational, I'd say for me, probably for you as well. But getting into sports broadcasting early on, I wish I would have known to do that. But I'm doing it right now, so we'll go along with the process. But is there a particular Rangers game or moment that you've ever like that's your favorite that stands out to you? You mentioned the Panarin OT
Yeah,
goal.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go back to that. I mean, the playoff run back when I was a freshman, what year was that? 20, like the Stanley Cup year. That was a great run. Like the
When they went to the
Stefan
final.
goal, yeah, like that was that was a great year, but like I was younger, but the Panarin goal still tops that because I think the older I get, the more I appreciate it. Just even though I was like older then, I was like, what? I don't know how old was I? 13, 14? How old are you as a freshman in high school?
Yeah,
Um,
13, 14. Yeah.
like that was a cool run, and I literally cried when they lost. But the Panarin goal is my favorite moment, I think, by far, just because, it wasn't the Stanley Cup. They didn't make the Stanley Cup or anything, but me and my dad, when it went to overtime, I was like, let me just put my camera here. Like, I'd never done a hockey video before that. I just would watch, and I was like, it's overtime. Like, I don't know, like, it's game 7. Someone's going to win. And then when they scored, just, that was the best. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was, like, emotional, like, screaming, just pure elation. And now, like, my dad, I think, was kind of confused how I had that while I was recording a video, but now he saw, and then after he saw it though, he was like, oh, this is great. And he's like sending it to all of his friends, like the video of us watching. Yeah. And for Father's Day, I like screenshotted 3 clips of it, like from like the moment, like, so downstairs now he has a picture of like 3 screenshots of like the moment we realized it went in. So that's like one of our favorite moments.
To this day, I still don't know how the puck squeaked in. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I didn't see it either. I saw them going like this, and then it was like that. I was like, wait, is that like, did it really just happen? Did they really just score? Great moment.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Oh, like just the best feeling.
Like when Zibanejad tied that game, my soul left my body. Like that I screamed at the top of my lungs. That was crazy. What a game that was. Great moment. Rangers, what a great playoff run that they had. I mean,
it was so good.
Talk of the town.
I'm sad.
I know, I'm sad too, but
I'm sad it ended the way it did, but because after they went up 2-0, I was like, oh, this might be it. Like, this might be the year. Like,
the way that ended in the way like this season started, like I was hoping this year was going to be like our 2014-15 year.
Yeah, me too.
The year we went to the finals was a great year. It was awesome. And then the next year, the Rangers came back and they were even better. Like, it was just a new hope, Empire Strikes Back. That's what it was. But except the Rangers didn't come out on top, which obviously sucked. But hopefully this year turns out to be better. It's been kind of iffy. 4-game winning streak, though.
And I know.
Let's talk about
that. I was like, when this season started, I was like, oh, it's just nice, watch games and not have to stand up the whole time and like be so nervous. And then we get into November and I'm like, they have to be in the wild card spot by Thanksgiving or they're probably not going to make the playoffs. Like, just freaking out. Like, we were at the game where they lost versus Edmonton after being up 3-0, or was it 3-0?
You were at that game?
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, so it was the third period. Me and my dad are sitting there. Like, my dad, shout out to my dad. I'm gonna keep going my dad, but literally when I'm watching the Rangers with my dad, so he's just like the other part of all this. We're sitting there, and he's like, I hope they come out here and play hard. Like, as the third period starting, he's like, come on guys, don't blow it. And in my head, I'm thinking like, come on, it's 3-0, like 20 minutes, like what's gonna happen? Like, and then I was like, no. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, this team isn't making the playoffs. They can't finish games. They lost versus Anaheim. What is this? But now, 4-game win streak, I feel a little better.
Feel a little bit better. There's still people complaining. I mean, I'll be one of them. I'm one of them. There's a couple areas that I'm not happy with, but that game, what was the reaction from the rest of the crowd like in that game? I was just thinking when my uncle used to go to the playoff games, I remember one time the Rangers blew 3-0 lead to the Capitals, and he said it sounded like a funeral. Like, it was so quiet after that game. I imagine it's somewhat the same.
It was like the Saturday after Thanksgiving, so it was packed there. A lot of Edmonton fans there too, though, or at least where I was. So it was like just like this awkward silence, like when they would score, but then you just hear the Edmonton fans. Such a weird vibe, and then people were booing at the end.
Yeah. So it wasn't a good end to that game. They didn't live up to what brutal. Your dad was saying. They didn't play the way they needed.
Yeah, he called it. I was like, I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna be fine. One more period. Chesty has a shutout right now. Like,
oh, you said the S word.
I was like,
you said the S word. You shouldn't. that's a no go.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry, with
yeah,
no Revo.
shutout,
Oh,
shutout before it happened.
yeah.
You think?
I didn't say it out loud. I didn't say it out loud.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just thinking it in my head. I didn't say it to my. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't put that out there.
Okay.
I
All
know. I'm
right.
not gonna say no hitter. I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
I thought you were saying don't say Shesty. I was like, oh, is this like a thing I missed after Revo left?
No, no, but that was also people are going crazy about that too. Like Reeves getting traded. I loved him.
I loved him too.
Good locker room personality. Ryan reminded me a lot of like some of the older Rangers I grew up watching, like Boyle, Sean Avery, like just that
Boyle, yeah.
like those guys are you know Reeves brought Reeves had a soft spot in my heart for sure.
Me too.
Even though he wasn't the best player, he was just a good dude. Like just to have
Yeah.
him on camera, good content for social media, at least for the Rangers social media and for fans too to watch.
And I love watching fights.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
The
I don't
best
think
was
that's going
that
anywhere.
Montreal one last year when I forget what player it was, like that young kid on Montreal. I forget his name. He has like very curly hair. It almost looks like 80s style. What's his name? And he challenged Reeves, and Reeves was like, they were like this, and Reeves was like, come here, like, are you just drop your gloves? Like, are you gonna come challenge me? And Reeves just got him with like 2 punches.
Trying to remember that game. Yeah, I don't. Trying to remember the player though. I gotta look this up.
Yeah, I'll look
I
it up.
have
It's
to.
like I remember
Montreal.
because we went to a Montreal game last year too, when they were playing the Rangers, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's hair, wow.
Is
Like,
Pizzetta? Is that the guy?
oh, is it him? I think it's him.
I have a fight. Yeah, this first thing it pulled up. Pizzetta versus Reeves. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the one.
He's got some great hair.
Yeah, but Reeves. Did you see he laid a pretty big hit on
Last
Bronick, I think,
night.
last night. That was crazy. Oh my goodness. And he fits right in on Minnesota.
Yeah.
But we'll go. Let's focus on that Rangers game against the Devils. What a great game that was. Sure you
Yeah.
had some terrific moments reacting to
Yeah,
that.
so like I was saying before, my dad had tickets. We had tickets to that game. And I had to finish something up for my other channel that night. And I knew I wouldn't be ready in time. So I was like, all right, like you take your friend, I'm not going to be ready in time. And then I was driving home from somewhere. I think it was literally Chick-fil-A. And
Nice.
I had it on the radio and it was like, they scored. And I was like, oh, poor daddy's at this game. They're down 2-0. Oh, I'm happy I didn't go, whatever. And then, of course, like I get home, turn it on. They score. Then they score again, and 7 seconds later, and I was like, oh, now I'm jealous. Like the Garden was so loud, and then I was nervous. I thought they were gonna lose in the third period. Like I don't know, it just seemed like the Devils were like in their zone a little too much. But that was such a great goal in overtime.
It was like
Right on the toe of the
yeah,
sticks. Ooh, little wrist shot.
I went crazy in the pizzeria, and my buddy, who's a big Philly fan of like the Eagles, the Flyers, and the Phillies, like he loves the Phillies and like those teams. He hates the
Yeah.
Rangers. He's like, Joe, calm down. It's the middle of December. Why are you
Yeah.
screaming like it's a playoff game? I'm like, I don't care. I don't care.
We needed that. They needed that.
Yeah, what a
They
shot from
needed
Needle.
that.
That was a great
I love
shot.
that shot. Oh my gosh.
Caught the
My
iron,
dad,
doing
just to
everything
talk about
perfect.
my dad again and his craziness over all this. I mean, he's probably more crazy than me about the Rangers right now.
I guess I gotta interview your dad now.
Yeah, you got it. Like he would love that. He came home from the game and then put the replay on MSG. He was like, I gotta watch it again. So then he sat downstairs like 12 o'clock at night. He's sitting down there watching the game again that he was just at. I was like, you're crazy. You should probably go like to sleep or something. Like you were literally there.
It's like only with hockey that I would do that though. Like put the game on after I would go to it.
He came home.
He came
Just
home and put the game
immediately watch the thing. Didn't like just sit down with the remote. I just turn on the game.
on. Oh,
He's like hysterical with the hockey sometimes. Like me and my mom laugh about it. Like I'm crazy about the sports too. Like I get so emotional and yell, but like he just He loves his hockey. He's
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
Hockey to me is it's just the best. Like I wish more people watched it, and it would be higher up in the most watched sports in the United States. It's just
Yeah.
I wrote an article about it for my master's program. Like I had to interview somebody, and we were just saying like it's I guess because of accessibility and stuff like that, it's a lot of
Yeah.
people can't get into it. And tickets for fans are pretty expensive. Like the Garden is
Yeah, they
not
are.
cheap.
That was what we were looking at Rangers ticket prices and we were like, damn, these are expensive.
Yeah, it's so bad. And like when the Devils sucked, like when they were bad, the tickets were really cheap.
Uh-huh.
So it was like, you might as well go if the Rangers were playing in New Jersey, you might as well go to the Prudential Center to watch them rather than the Garden. I mean, no, the
Yeah.
Garden is the better experience, but if you want to go to the game and you're short on money, go to Prudential Center. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like what thoughts on like the game? I know reactions aside, like the Rangers started off pretty poorly, down 2-0, almost a complete opposite. Last time the Rangers played the Devils at the
That's what
Garden,
I texted him. I said that.
it's like now they go up. The
Yeah.
Rangers went up 2-0, and then they blew the lead. And then this game, the Devils go up 2-0. And subconsciously, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe this will happen. Maybe the Rangers this time the Rangers will come back and win.
Yeah.
But I won't get my hopes up. But
Me
then
too.
right, so they slow start. Devils really took it to them. They looked like the better team, and then the Rangers woke up in the second period. I mean, right at the end of that first period, Trocheck to Kreider for the goal.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Um, but the two goals the Devils scored, two really bad turnovers from Truba. I can only imagine like what your dad says like when they turn the puck over when the defenders make a stupid play. I can like kind of
How did you
picture.
know the text I got where Truba just turned it over, he whipped out the puck, he could have cleared 2 goals because of Truba.
Right.
Just single text after single text, like, and he did this and he didn't do that. And Truba, they would have won that game by so much more if it wasn't for Truba. Like, he gets on Truba.
He sounds a lot like the Twitter fan base.
Yeah,
Everybody
he
gets on-
is. I tell him
everybody
he
gets-
has to get on Twitter. He's like, where do you find like your like news and videos? I'm like, you gotta make a Twitter.
Vince Mercogliano.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
very
I was like, you gotta get on Twitter. Like, you gotta. That's what you'll really like it.
Yeah. Follow Ice Cold Takes podcast on Twitter. Make sure you do that.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah, he'll do that if
um,
he ever does it. If he ever listens.
Right. But the Rangers, Gerard Gallant, head coach, again goes make some line changes. That's been the talk of the town like past couple of weeks is the line changes. Like, oh, let's put Barclay Goodrow in the top 6. Let's put Jimmy Vesey in the top 6. Now it's all right. Goudreau is next to Panarin always, and we'll put the kids back together. Now, like the kid line, they actually look good this time. I mean, the last time that he went to it, they were okay. Not as good as the playoffs. Like the playoffs, that was the best they've ever been.
Yeah.
Lafreniere, Hedel, and Capo Caco. This game in particular, 7 seconds after scoring that goal, again, I screamed at the top of my lungs when they tied the game in the pizzeria or whatever. And no, that was just a great play. Every single player on the ice for the Rangers was a first round pick. Like
That's what I was saying. It was all the kids. It was Schneider, right? Key,
Schneider,
Laffy,
DeAndre Miller, yep,
all
Laff.
those guys.
Yeah,
Hedel.
they put together a good game. And they used them too. I think I have it written down here. 5-on-5 time on ice, which we like to talk about 5-on-5 because majority of the game is played with 5 against 5. Not like power plays are going to be
Yeah.
a full
Not that
thing
the
unless-
power play's been good this recently.
yeah, not this year, not as good as last year. But
Yeah, last year it was like almost automatic. It was crazy.
I never thought I'd live to see the day. Never thought I'd live to see a Rangers power play be as good as last year's power play.
Then they caught on to Mika at the circle.
Yeah, but they never catch on to Ovechkin at the circle. Why does it work for Ovechkin but not for Zibanejad?
Fox is still great on the power play though. I love watching him on the power play. Like QB the power play. I love watching him do that.
Adam Fox is great.
He's just amazing to watch.
We're so lucky to have him. Like I've said this before. It's like we put all the talent the Rangers acquired for their rebuild into like one player, and the one player was Adam Fox. Like
Yeah.
he has like everybody's talents and stuff like that. But he's so good. I
I
think
love watching him. Just like I think Panarin's my favorite player, but I just enjoy watching Adam Fox play hockey so much.
it's always fun to like go back and think like, what if one of those guys was on the 2013-14 team? One,
Yeah.
like what if Panarin was there and you could like even if he was just there, like not necessarily replace a player, but if he was there or if Fox was there for the 14-15 run, like would we have gotten a cup? I say yes. I say yes.
Yeah.
But it's sad like going back to think about that stuff. Because Henrik didn't get his cup.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Poor Hank.
Yeah. Um, Rangers end up winning the game against the Devils. Filipino. I think you'll like this. Call this my ice cold take of the week, but he's the quarterback of the kid line. Kako could be the receiver, and Lafreniere is the running back.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I think Hedo's had the stats wise. I don't know exactly what it is, but I feel like Hedo's had the most production.
Yeah, it's all pretty similar, like in terms of like actual points. But like if you're just
Eye test
watching
wise, yeah.
eye test wise, like Hedo looks great right now.
And he
All
looks like
the
he's in command too, and he has he has his confidence that he didn't really have, I guess, at times earlier last year.
Yeah, and earlier times in his career too. Like, few years ago, he started in the minors, and it's been a long journey for him. He looks good. We're
Yeah,
just waiting for 40, 50 points. I think he could do
yeah,
it. I think he could do it. One of these years, I think he's closer to doing that than like Kako or Lafreniere is. And
that's what I was gonna say. I mean, he is older, but still, I think he's no, he's closer. I would say. I don't know. I still I'm just expecting more from Laffy. I think everyone is, but I feel like it will come eventually. Like it's gonna come
yeah, you're not
eventually.
on the like let's call these guys busts and
No, no, no. I
no,
wouldn't do that.
right? Because
Like I
that's
think Laffy will get there eventually.
he's been playing.
Eventually,
Yeah, he's been playing
he's got to
well.
like break through. He's got to break through. I don't know.
Hughes did it.
Yeah,
Jack Hughes did it, right? And
yeah,
same thing for Heischer on the Devils. Like all those guys are doing it, and just I think it's just time, and
yeah,
just don't screw up their confidence. Like if you're the head coach of the Rangers, Gerard Glass,
yeah,
like just don't bench them and stuff like that. Let them play. Filipino's got 1 year left on his contract, so like he's restricted free agent next off season, and the talk is the salary cap is only going to rise like $1 million.
yeah. I
This
saw that,
next
which is
year.
not good for them.
Yeah, after being like projected to go up like $3 or $4 million, and I kind of like scratched my head at that initial report, the $4 million, because like everybody has been saying it's only going to go up 1 million unless something significant happens, and now all of a sudden I'm just supposed to believe $3 to $4 million increase next year. So I didn't really buy into all that, but I think they have to keep him. They have to. It's
Yeah,
not time to move on from him. And like the rebuild, they built the team on the young guys. Like they didn't really build it. Zibanejad and Kreider were just like the leftover pieces, and now they
yeah,
have guys to like Panarin they acquired through free agency. So it's like those guys alone make them a good team. But if Lafreniere, Kako, and Hedel could get like 30, 40 points a year,
yeah.
then the Rangers are a legitimate Stanley Cup contender.
Really, yeah. I mean, if all those young guys could do that, I mean, yeah, then they'll definitely. Then I have like a lot of confidence in them winning the cup because
Uh-huh.
then you have three really solid lines.
Exactly. Like those three players are third of the forward lines. Like there's 12
Yeah,
forwards.
exactly. Like that.
Right.
It's like that is three really deep lines.
Right. Like and it doesn't even necessarily have to be like them together and
Yeah,
like the kid line. I know it's a really cute narrative. It's a really cute like way to look at it. Have these young guys all together on one line, all getting points or whatever, but like even if you if you put them with like Zibanejad or
Yeah, I
Panarin.
liked when they had Laffy and Mika. What was that? The Vegas game? They had them all on the same line,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they went
that was good.
crazy. Yeah, that was good.
What did you think of like the way they started the season, like Kreider, Zibanejad, and Kako?
I thought that was interesting just because of how last season ended too. Like with Kako being benched. I know he had a good camp and everything. Like that was like so. It's like if you told me end of last season that Kako was gonna be on the first line to start the season, I'd be like, what? Like didn't they just like bench him? Like
Yeah.
what happened to Gallant? But like did he just forget? Like I obviously didn't agree with the benching in whatever
Hmm.
game 6 it was.
Game
What was the
six.
last
Game
game? Yeah,
six in
game
Tampa Bay.
6. But wait, sorry, what was the call? I just got off track.
Yeah, like what did you think of that? And like
Oh,
also,
him on being on the first line. Yeah, I thought that was
yeah,
interesting. Then what they moved to VC on the first line, which I thought was like not really, you know, I don't think
not
he's
ideal.
good. He's a good
Yeah,
defender, but he's not a first
exactly.
line guy, you know.
Yeah.
Like it didn't really make sense. He's a solid player, but
Yeah, that's been the
not a
consensus.
first line
Right.
guy, in
That's
my
been the
opinion.
consensus amongst most people on in the fan base. I mean, we're not making the decisions. We just want like there's certain things I wanted to see like Panarin and Kako together. I don't know why. It's just
Yeah.
last year they played really well together, and I need to see that. I want to see that. So like Panarin's advantage at Kako, just throw it out there. Like do it.
Yeah, I would want to see that too. That would be good.
We saw it for like one game, I think. Actually, that was against the Islanders, which the game where they blew a 3-1 lead.
That game was brutal too. That was another. There's been so many heartbreaking games this year. That one, Edmonton, Anaheim
Uh,
was just tough.
yeah, the Anaheim game. Oh man, they had all the chances in the world, and they couldn't get in,
The
get the
Detroit
puck.
game that they lost in overtime when they blew that lead with like
Oh my
seconds left.
god,
Just
yeah.
so many games like that this season. I'm like,
Like
this
last
team
year,
needs to be able to finish.
they would have
Yeah,
won.
literally the opposite of last year. We were the other team. We were the team making the comeback, not the one choking the
Mhm.
lead away.
I mean, we at least we've started to see it come back a little bit. Like
Yeah,
the
that's
game
what I was gonna
against
say.
the
Like the Devils, that was a
and
good
St.
sign.
Louis game.
Yeah,
That was the first game of
that
the
was getting
winning streak.
scary with the St. Louis game. They were saying Gallant was gonna get fired if they lost that
I
game,
thought that was gonna happen. I was like,
and it was not looking good at first. I was like, oh my gosh.
it's like we're like, all right, yep. This is Glant's last 20 minutes as coach of the Rangers, and somehow they pulled it out of their ass and they got the victory. Um, what do you think? Do you think he's like safe now, Gallant? Like, do you think, or is he still on the hot seat? Let's say the
Oof.
Rangers lose tonight and they lose against the Flyers.
I feel like if they lose, and they play the Blackhawks after that, right?
Yeah, so it's
So like they should beat the
tonight's the Maple
Blackhawks,
Leafs.
even though they didn't beat them last time. If they lose today and they lose the next game, I don't know if he'd be on the hot seat yet. But then if they lose to the Blackhawks, then it's like pretty hot.
Yeah. Also, the Flyers are not the greatest this year either. But I gotta agree with you there on the hot seat thing because it's
I thought he was
you
gonna
can't
be
have
gone. I honestly thought he was gonna be fired, like during that bad skid, like around the last time they played the Blackhawks. Like I actually thought they were gonna do it.
yeah, like I thought they were gonna do it too, but I don't think it would. Like, I don't think it's probably the best move because like
Yeah,
whatever coach you put in right now, it's just the Rangers will play well. I think like they could put Knobloch, the AHL coach, they can make him the next let's say they fire Gallant and they make Knobloch the interim coach. I think the Rangers will start playing well and they'll win games. But then like let's say he's still the coach next year, I think they'll regress. I think it's
yeah.
just like a kick in the ass and that's it. That's nothing more, nothing less. And I don't really know who else is available.
Everyone
People
kept
say,
saying Barry Trotz,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
it's just where is he now? Is he like ready to come coach right now? Like how does that work?
Oh yeah, like he could coach, but I don't think he's the best fit. Like he's more of a
He's not gonna, yeah, it's not gonna be what the fans want, like with
not
the
what
young
the
guys
Rangers
and
need. Also not what the Rangers need. The Rangers desperately need Lafreniere, Heedle, and Kako to take it to the next level, because if they don't, the math isn't working out with how their cap situation is constructed.
Yeah.
Like, they can't make any other improvements. It's all on them to bump their game up. So they need a coach that's going to make them perform better.
Yeah, that's
So
what I was gonna say. Like, I don't think the fans would be really happy with the way Trotz would probably handle them.
I think Islanders fans might have complained that, he benched Barzell like one too many times or something like that. So, I mean, I don't follow the Islanders, but you know, I've heard a couple of their fans say like, oh, he sucked with, like, he's terrible handling Barzell and stuff like that. Their defense was good though. I like the
Yeah.
Islanders' defense is good. I hate to admit that because I hate the Islanders, but it's good. I think the Rangers might be able to benefit from that. Kind of like go back to like the Torts days, John Tortorella.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, Torts was the man. There was also rumblings that the Rangers might go after him when they actually got Gallant. I thought that would have been cool, just because the media interactions, him and
Yeah.
Larry Brooks, were. I always go back and look at that, like the post game pressers where he's cursing and he's making fun of Larry Brooks. Remember those?
No, I don't think he would have fit. Like, everyone's saying, the young guys would never play under Torts.
Yeah, no, for sure,
It
definitely
would
not.
be
Definitely.
like Goodrow. I mean, we are getting Goodrow in the top 6, but like Goodrow play like all the vets like in the top 6.
It's not good. It's not good. Yeah. It would be fun for the memes. It was just
Yeah,
just
exactly, exactly.
Nothing more than that though. Like that's the last thing the Rangers need is like
Old school.
You're like reading my mind now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh man, but like okay, so like let's make some predictions here. So the game against the Maple Leafs tonight, Mitch Marner's on like 20+ game heater right now. What do you think? Do you think he records a point in that game, in tonight's game? I say yes.
Yeah, I would say yes too.
Rangers come away.
They just
with
put up
it.
7 like 2 days ago, right? They scored 7 versus.
Oh yeah,
whoever they played.
Anaheim have
Yeah.
it. Like, oof, man, not a good performance from Anaheim. But Toronto looks like they're clear. Every year Toronto is like, oh yeah, is this the year? Is this the year? They're like worse than the Rangers or like the Mets for that matter. Like,
Yeah.
they are that team that's just
They're
like,
the Cowboys, I think, of the NHL. Like, it's
I like
just that vibe, like the historic, like big team that a lot of people like, but then they have a big fan base, but then people troll them. All the other fan bases troll them.
Yeah.
First round exits, yeah.
Cowboys, your least favorite team in all of sports, or is that the Eagles?
Ooh, I don't know. Like, probably Cowboys, I guess. Yeah, probably Cowboys are my least favorite. I'm not like a big hater of any teams, but Cowboys, I feel like just easy. I feel like everyone just doesn't want to see the Cowboys win, so I'll jump on that bandwagon.
Yeah, when I was younger, it was like that with hating teams. I hated a lot of teams. Like, big Jets fan. I've always been a big Jets fan, so I always hated the Patriots.
Yeah.
I prayed that Tom Brady would start, not winning games. would stop winning. It just never happened. And now he's on like Tampa Bay, and it's just like I could care less now. Also like the Penguins. Penguins are. I can't stand the Penguins.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just that all of our playoff matchups against them. It was so great to see the Rangers win that series against.
Yeah, no, for real, it was.
Yeah. What do you think the result is for tonight's game against the Leafs?
Ooh, I don't. I guess I want to predict a win.
Pick a score at least. You don't have to pick who wins, but like, what's the final score?
Okay, that's fair. 3-2.
So that's always my go-to.
Yeah, I feel like that's the safest one you can do.
Yeah. I'll say 4-2 Rangers. Let's do it.
Okay.
4-2 Rangers.
I like that. I hope so.
Goals from Zibanejad, Kakko, Julian Gauthier, and Panarin with an empty netter. I don't know.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Who should I do for my goals? Yeah, we'll get Panarin. I think Trocheck again.
Trocheck, yeah. Okay.
I want to see Laffy score
It's a good one. Always great when he scores.
and Kreider.
Kreider. Okay.
If I'm doing 4, I always pick
Go-
Kreider.
Goals for the Toronto, I'd say Marner and Matthews.
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe Tavares. I know he had a goal last game.
Yeah. But like, yeah, big game, big game. I don't know. Is this a nationally televised game? Do you know? Like, is this on TNT or do we get Sam Rosen tonight? I always
I
want to know.
feel like it's. Let me see.
I want to listen to as many Sam Rosen games as possible
Me too.
between now and the time he.
That's why I love the
calls
first round of the playoffs. Oh, it says ESPN Plus.
Oh my god!
What?
Oh my gosh!
That's
Yeah,
on
that's
Google though. Maybe that's because it's international, not international. No, now they're all saying even the Flyers game is saying ESPN Plus. I don't think that's right. Maybe this is like national.
Yeah. Yeah, it does say. Yeah, it says ESPN Plus. Come on now. Man, just don't. The streaming things. Like, what's your take on that? Like, I don't think it's good for Amazon Prime for Thursday night football. I think it's stupid.
I
If
think
I'm
it's
being honest.
it's on MSG.
It's on
I just saw it
MSG.
on the Rangers website. I just got excited. It's on MSG. I think the thing with the ESPN Plus is it would make sense if there wasn't any blackouts. Like, because then you have to, if you want to watch the Rangers and you want to watch other games, you have to have cable or like a package that has MSG and ESPN Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if there was no blackouts and you could just get all the games on ESPN Plus, then I'd be like, yeah, that's a pretty good deal. But since you have to get like have both basically since of like the blackouts and like living in the tri-state area, then it's just kind of annoying. Like I hated like the games that are only on ESPN Plus. It made me get ESPN Plus though. There's always a few of those games that it's like exclusively. I think I forgot the last one, but exclusively on ESPN Plus, and you're like, what?
So I'm in a situation where I can't watch the game because I'm in the market. I can't watch it on ESPN Plus, and I don't have MSG because I have Comcast, and Comcast is no longer has MSG. But
Whoa.
because I'm in the area, I don't get it's.
Yeah,
it
that's what
blacks
I was
out
saying.
the
Like,
game.
that's why it doesn't make sense. Like, it would make so much more sense if the blackouts weren't like a thing with like you being in the area. Like, then I think so many people would get the ESPN Plus.
Some people like suggested that I like borrow like somebody from the cities. I told you I have family in Staten Island, so I'm borrowing somebody's like login credentials. Like,
Yeah.
thank God. Like last year was fine because I lived in Hoboken, like for school, and I had Optimum, and I had the game like fine. So like
Yeah.
when I came home on breaks and stuff, I would just sign in to MSG Go, like to my account, and I would just
Yeah.
HDMI it to my TV, and we'd watch
Yeah.
it. All good. Now it's like it's like pulling teeth trying to
Yeah,
get it.
that
It was
stinks.
such a crazy journey to like I can't even watch the games with my parents anymore. Like I used to love watching playoff games with my mom, my dad, my brother, and it was the greatest. But now it's like it's such a pain because I have to plug my computer in, I have to plug this
Yeah.
wire in, and then like let's say I'm not home and they want to watch the game.
Yeah,
It's hard for
that's
them to
tough.
figure that stuff out. Isn't like
Yeah.
MSG coming out with like a streaming platform? I thought they were coming out with like a
Are
streaming
that? Ooh, that's
platform.
interesting. I didn't know that.
MSG Stream. I gotta look this up here. MSG streaming service. Direct to consumer service. When is it coming though? This is a November 14th article.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, so all right, whatever. Anyways, Flyers, Blackhawks, Rangers are playing those guys. I think the Rangers could realistically, if they win tonight, they have a really good chance of stretching this out into a what is that?
7?
7 game winning streak.
Yeah, I think if they can win tonight, I think it is. But then again, like I remember the Anaheim game, and I was
Yeah.
like,
There's
why
no
did they
such,
do? But why did they do that? But no, they should. Like on paper, they should.
there's
I'm just
like
nervous.
no such thing as an automatic with the Rangers.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. They should on paper, but who knows?
This year at least. Like last year I had more faith in them getting the automatic win.
Mm-hmm.
But like this year it's just not. Like the Flyers, like I could see that being a close game. And then Chicago, in Chicago, I could see that being a close game too because of
Yeah.
what did you think? Okay, like I mean, just for the purpose of the pod, so that I could kind of stretch this out a little bit more. But like the Truba hit, I asked somebody last week about it. But what did you think about that? Like the against the Blackhawks, against the Tennessee, when he threw the helmet. What did you think of
I
that
thought you were
whole
talking
thing?
about a hit on a player. I was like, wait, which one? Oh no.
This
This
is like
is.
it was like not last week, the week before.
I have mixed thoughts on this. I'm not like I know there's like two sides to this, two like
Okay,
very opinionated sides. For one, I understand you're the captain slamming your helmet, trying to get everyone riled up. That's your job. He fought what twice in that game. But
yep.
then it's also like, well, you're like a huge reason why they're losing. So it's like that weird spot of like, yeah, you're the captain, so you do yell at your teammates to get them riled up. But it's also weird when you're the person yelling to the other guys, but you've messed up a lot. I mean, I know
I
he's also hurt, and like that's probably a reason why he had. Well, I'm assuming that's a big reason why he's not playing well. Like I'm just trying to think it's like all injuries, but yeah, it's just like it's a confusing, it's a weird situation. But if he wasn't playing bad, I'd be like all for it. But still, I think it's still good. If I had to pick, do I think that was good or bad? Probably lean towards good because at least it shows that someone cares, even if they're not playing well. At least it shows he cares.
I was like 2 seconds away from saying that the Rangers had no like true leader until I
Yeah,
saw that. And you could say like the throwing the helmet. I mean, it's not the greatest sportsmanship at all, but like
yeah,
understanding what he's going through in that moment and that he like kind of like now I'm starting to understand like some people have always said like, oh, Trouba is this guy that speaks in the locker room, puts the weight of the world on his shoulders, and I just never believed it
yeah,
until that moment. And no, you're right about that he's a big reason for why they're in the hole that they're in. Like he's given up a lot of goals. Like he's been out there for a good portion of the goals. Like we just talked about like the game against the Devils, 2 turnovers. Your dad was
yeah.
clamoring about
In like
that.
the
Like
first 6 minutes of the game.
2 shifts, back-to-back shifts. Like
Yeah,
there's every reason to be mad at him. But also like the Rangers Gallant, upper management, whoever decided to put the C on his chest, like they felt that he's the guy that's, you know, the one to speak, that is the authority figure that says, like, listen, we need to play better. Gallant is
yeah,
the guy he's a man of like few words when it comes to locker room pep talks. He lets
yeah,
like we've heard that Trouba does most of that stuff. I would love to see I would love to see someone put a camera and like I just want to listen to what goes on in between periods. Like
me too. Cause like I can't picture anyone being super rah rah rah.
on this team, right?
Like Revo is the guy.
Yeah, like Reeves to me, I would have voted him for like mayor of New York, like if I lived in New York. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like that's the kind of the Rangers didn't have don't have a Callahan or a Crosby or a McKinnon. Like McKinnon's not the captain of the of the Avalanche, but to me he's the captain. Like because
yeah,
I read an article from Greg Wyshynski saying like how much the guy wants to win. Like you've seen the memes like, oh
yeah,
yeah, if you're on this team, if you're on the Avalanche, you can't eat candy or something like that. You can't eat
yeah,
sweets. You have to eat good foods or whatever. Like that's a guy that wants to win more than he wants to breathe basically.
yeah,
Rangers didn't have that until I saw the Trouba thing, and I'm like, all right, this guy could pass for that. So I don't know. It's also like the team was in shambles at that point. Like everything, the team
yeah.
was also
It
playing really
was,
bad itself. It wasn't just Trouba. Like, yeah, he
yeah,
caused so many of those goals, but like when the whole team isn't playing that well, it's like you can't point fingers at like specific people.
yeah,
Someone's just got to say, like, listen, this is a problem. We all need to come together and we need to fix it. You could
yeah,
argue whether or not he's fixed that problem with those 2 turnovers. Um, But
but
actually,
at least they won that game. I'm willing, you know what? Like even if he let those
yeah,
two
against
goals in, I
yeah.
can look past that if they win. As long as they keep winning,
So
not going to
you're
ignore the
you,
mistakes, but it definitely
right.
becomes easier to swallow. You're
Y-
like, oh,
I
okay,
see.
like,
I see. I see.
it's easier to forget about. But then when you lose by a goal and you pass the puck, like the Edmonton game, when he passed the puck right to the Edmonton player who scored, like that was just like, that sticks with you. It would have been totally different if they ended up winning that game. Probably would have forgotten that play by now, but just
Hmm.
what happens when you lose.
And you go back to the playoffs too when he took the penalty in Game 3.
Oh my gosh. Yes. How
Took
many
all the
penalties were that one game? In that one game, he had like so many.
yeah.
I think he went to the box
Hmm.
3 times. It was like, oh my gosh.
It's hard. It's hard to to separate those feelings like as a fan. It's just I don't know. The organization has put a certain amount of trust in him, and I want him
Yeah.
so badly, so badly to not be the scapegoat. Like it's it's crazy. Like he forced his way out of Winnipeg and uh for his wife, and that story is just so heartwarming. And I just want Truba to be successful. Like I want him to actually be the leader because he can be like that guy for the Rangers that we haven't had since a Callahan. He just needs to be average, like an
Yeah, and I'm
average.
just like I said, like I'm just like hoping this is all injuries, really. Like they say he has multiple
Me
injuries
too.
going on. I know everyone's banged up, but still, just hoping one day it's just magically gonna get better and he's playing well because he feels good.
Right, right, yeah. A lot of people, we won't know. We won't know. Most people won't know what the injury is because
Yeah.
NHL coaches and training staff is really tight-lipped about that. They'll just
Especially
specify
here. He's all good. Oh, he has season-ending surgery.
right
Oh, he should be
lower.
good to go tomorrow.
Remember last year, like when Kako's wrist or thumb was banged up, and it's like, oh yeah, the guy's day to day, and then a month later he's back in the lineup finally.
Yeah.
Should be day to
Yeah,
day.
that's we're used to that now. Yeah, should be day to day. He's good. Yeah, he'll be good. He'll
Yeah,
be okay.
is month to month.
Yeah.
For real. Oh man, I hope he could turn it around, Jacob Trouba. I really hope he
Me
can because
too.
it's a long term commitment that they have with that contract, and he's basically going nowhere unless he asks out of the team, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, me either.
He's basically like an assistant GM too for the Rangers because they got all of his college buddies last
Yeah.
year. Um,
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe Chris Drury will do it again this
Yeah.
trade deadline. Um, but
I
anyways,
know. What
Lauren,
contract did the Vetrano sign? How long is he in Anaheim?
Vetrano is in Anaheim for 3 years, I think. Strome also is 5 years?
I
Question
wish they
mark.
could trade for Frankie
Frank Vetrano.
again. Yeah, I
He,
loved him.
I liked him a lot. It's just when I saw what he is asking for, I'm just no. I'm gonna stay away.
Yeah.
Let Brennan Othman take that spot next year because he's supposed to be
Yeah.
really good. Ryan Strome is signed for 5 years. Frank Vetrano is signed for 3 years at $3.65 million. That's a little bit more than Barclay Goodrow. Vetrano's probably a better player. You'd probably consider Vetrano a better player. Probably not my iciest, chilliest take of the week, but it's a take nonetheless. Some people will, read me out for saying something like that. That Vetrano is better than than Barclay Goodrow.
They're
um,
different, They're just different
different,
players, different kind of
different.
players.
I still think Barclay Goodrow is necessary on this team, on the Rangers team.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, just not next to Artemi Panarin.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why there's hesitancy to put Vitaly Kravtsov back in the lineup.
Yeah, that's what I don't know either. He's playing well. Like
Yeah,
one of
exactly.
those puzzling things.
I don't know if you follow the analytics, but the analytics are saying that he's the Rangers are a better team when he's on the ice than when he is
Hmm.
off the ice. That's basically what they're saying. That's how I understand it. Those guys could come correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I understand how Kravtsov is playing. Been a been a journey for him in Russia like last year and stuff like that. But um, you have anything else you want to add on before I wrap it up, Lauren? This has been a pretty fun episode.
No, I
More of a
think that's
laid
it.
back one.
Appreciate you having me on.
No, it's been a pleasure. You want to plug yourself? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, sure. So my YouTube channel is She Got Sports, and my hockey channel, which probably is more relevant to everyone listening, is She Got Hockey. So I'm on Instagram too,
Do
TikTok, all that stuff.
you have a Twitter for the hockey page?
No, I just post everything under She Got Sports, like
Oh, under
hockey. Yeah,
under one thing. I was gonna say like
yeah,
you should make another account or whatever and go on
yeah,
the range. Get involved with Rangers Twitter. It's fun.
yeah. I follow a bunch of people though. I think a bunch of Rangers Twitter fan accounts
Yeah,
or Ranger
we're
fans on Twitter.
we're crazy. We're crazy. But yeah, it's a good time. Hope you post like a reaction for tonight's video or something like that, or tonight's game.
Yeah,
Hopefully, it's a good one. And
I hope so
hope
too.
your hope your dad doesn't get freaked out by another Jacob Trouba turnover.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I hope so too. I hope that too for my sake, for my ears' sake.
Right, for sure. All right, so I'm going to end this. Ice Cold Takes fans, you guys are awesome. Thank you for listening. We'll see you guys next week.